Hello everyone and welcome back to another Stormworks tutorial video. In this video we're going to be showing you how to build a VTOL here in Stormworks. Whether you're in creative mode or you're in survival mode, you might need to build this creation. Obviously it's a quick way of getting around and also a nice way to go and hover over a desired destination. Now we're going to be going over all the logic that you're going to be needing to get everything connected. We'll also go over the components, how to get it all wired up, and finally we're going to build an example and test it out here in the world of Stormworks. Now if you're enjoying these videos, comment below and what else you'd like to see in my future videos. While there, don't forget that like and subscribe button and click the little bell icon to notify my upcoming content as soon as it gets posted. So as said, let's get straight into it and to start with this video. So to get started, we're back here at the workbench in the creative island. Now first off, I just want to point out this is not going to be a tutorial to show you how to build a good looking plane or VTOL or helicopter. The purpose of this is purely just to go over the basics, show you what components you're going to need and how to actually wire them up. Okay, there's probably different ways of doing this. You can go into more detail about this. You can use different math to get the components working differently. However, this is the most simplest and basic way you can get it done. And I've seen a lot of requests for this, obviously on my Discord server and also in the comments of the YouTube videos. Hence the reason why we decided to go and build this. Now, just here in front of me, we have a simple base. Okay, imagine this is going to be your plane slash helicopter. On either side of this will be the wings. We're going to have our propellers over here. Now, the easiest way to build a VTOL is to build it, or I personally suggest, is you start off by building a helicopter. Okay, so you need all the components you would normally need for a helicopter. This includes a pilot seat. For this example, we're going to be controlling everything with electric. So I'm just going to go and grab some batteries, and that's how I'm going to be placing everything. It's just a whole bunch of batteries here at the back. Along with that is because we have no fuselage, we have nothing else. I'm just going to be putting a couple of weight blocks down just to mimic that this is a real plane. And to do that, I'm just going to place a couple here, a couple there, and a couple at the back. Nothing special. Along with that is let's actually start building the actual helicopter. So to do that, we'll need a way to control our yaw. Now for the purpose of this video, I could either use the duck fans or I could use the tail rotors. I'm just going to be using a simple duck fan. I find this is going to be the easiest thing for me to use right now. Okay, so we're going to place that down. Probably thinking, well, how we're going to control that? Well, we're going to control that using one of the small electrical engines. Okay, just over there. Along with that, we will also need our rotor blades. Now, because this will eventually become a VTOL, I'm going to be using the pivots here on either side, and that's what's going to be turning them. Just make sure they are going in the same direction. You can see they're both positive on either side. Okay. On top of that, I'm going to be adding some rotors. Now, it's up to you on which rotors you want to use. You can use the helicopter ones, you can use the plane ones, you can use anything you want. Please remember, if you are going to try and recreate this video, try and use something with roll, collective, and pitch. Okay, I'm going to be using the heavy rotors for this. Going to place those down. Just be aware once again, when you are placing them down, it does want to invert it. So I would recommend you disable the axis and you place those down. You can now see we have positive going forward and right on that side. Okay. Perfect. Once we have that down, we need some way of obviously controlling this. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be adding a gearbox to this. Now, usually you would add the actual jet engine on here. It's completely up to you on how you would like to do this. I just like to do it like this for the purpose of this video. It's the quickest and easiest way. You guys all know, hopefully, how to build engines already here in game. If you don't, definitely go check out my videos covering that. Once we have that down, we can also go and place our gyro. Every helicopter needs a gyro of some sort. This is to stabilize it. Okay, so I'm just going to be placing our gyro just over here, right in the center of our creation. Okay. Once we have that all done, we can now start actually going and configuring everything that we need to. First thing I want to do is I want to go to our gearboxes and give them just a little bit of more of a kick. So I'm going to go and put, let's say, 3 to 1. Okay. So let's go and put 3 to 1. That should be enough to power these rotors. Along with these rotors, I'm going to be turning them to neutral. Okay, that way we can physically control the collective instead of letting the engine control the collective. Okay. Once we have that down, we will also need to control our throttle for our actual electrical engines. I'm going to be doing that by just using a simple throttle just over here, and that's going to be connected up to our electrical engines. Okay, so just over here and just over here. So we got that connected. The next thing we want to do is feed our pilot seats into our actual gyroscope. So you can see WS is going to be our pitch. You can invert these if you want to. Up and down is going to be our collective. AD is going to be our roll. And left and right is going to be our yaw. Once we have that, we also want to wait to turn on our actual gyros. I'm going to be using 1 for that. We can go and connect our roll over to our roll over here. So go and grab that. And let's go and find the roll there. You can do this by holding control down to click and drag. Yaw is going to go over there. We also have pitch is going to go to our pitch. Pretty straightforward so far, guys. We also need our up and down, as that's going to our collective. Okay, that's pretty much about it. The last thing we want is obviously connect our electrics up here. So I'm simply just going to go and connect these up. Just go and give everything that needs electric. We do not need to turn the pivots yet, because we are still just going to be running in helicopter mode. This is purely helicopter mode at the moment, guys. There's nothing else on this. Okay, so we can go and put it here. I'm going to turn my gyro on, and I'm going to increase our throttle up here. Let's put on 72 for now, and we'll test to see if this works as a helicopter. Does it go up? Yes, it does. Does it roll? Yes, it does. Does it turn left and right? Yes, it does. Okay. Just like that, you can see this is a helicopter. It works perfectly fine. It's not obviously it's not the most prettiest and probably not the most stable, but you get the idea, and it is working as intended. Okay, so let's go and land that down here. I'm going to decrease our throttle, and let's go and turn it off. We now want to convert it to a plane. Okay, now to convert it to a plane, we also need additional controls. Those additional controls are going to be some way to obviously control the pitch. We're going to be doing that by adding some fin rudders here at the back. We also need an additional way to control our yaw. So I'm going to be adding another fin rudder there. And then I'm also going to be putting fin rudders on either side of the wings to imitate our roll on either side. Okay, so we're going to go and grab our fin rudders. Once again, you can use any ones you want. For the purpose of this video, I'm just using these small fin rudders. Okay, so we're going to be putting this over here. And we're going to be putting another one here for our yaw. And then we're going to go putting some on the wings, and that's going to be for our roll. Now the reason why I've just gone and inverted this is because I want it on different sides, one opposite to each other. So when I turn left, it turns left, and I turn right, it turns right. Okay, we are going to now go and test all of that logic up. Okay, so what we can do is we can go and put our yaw onto here. We can go and put our roll onto these, and we can also go and put our pitch onto these. So I'm just going to go and test all that now once I have all the electric connected. Okay, so I'm going to put those all on, and let's go and test to make sure they're in the right direction. Usually recommend testing this before you obviously take off as a plane. So you can see here, turn gyro on, down, up, left, roll, right, roll. Perfect. And okay, so you can see that's inverted, so we need to fix that at the back. So that needs to go the other direction. So it was positive to the left, so now it needs positive to the right. There we go, we got that connected. Let's give it some electric, and we should be good to go here. Let's go and grab our pitch and our yaw. There we go. Okay, now the next thing we want to do is we obviously want to switch to plane mode. Now you can do that different ways. The easiest way we're going to be doing it for the purpose of this video is we're going to be using a switch box. So just go and grab the switch box just over here. Okay, so switch box just over there. And what we're going to be saying is give it a constant number of 1. So 1 will be our on. So what we're going to say is currently at the moment when we're in helicopter mode, these pivots, they are not moving. They're in 0, okay, because that's got nothing on it. Then when we want plane mode, we switch and it goes to 1, so it folds forward. How do we switch? We're going to use 2 to our switch box just over here. Now you can go and test this out. Just check, obviously, you've done everything correctly. And you can see if we press 2, these should fold forward. And we're now in plane mode, just like that, okay? So we can switch between the two. However, we don't want some of these controls to be active when we're in plane mode. Okay, and how we're going to be switching that is, once again, we're going to be using some composite switch or some numerical switch boxes. Okay, so let's go and see what we want. Do we want the roll to be active when we have the propellers facing forward? No, we don't. Okay, so let's go and get our roll just from over there, and we're going to say that's off. When it's off, it's going to be going to our roll of the rotors. And when it's on, nothing happens. Okay, so that's when we switch to plane mode. Perfect. The next thing is, what else do we want? Do we want the collective? Well, we do want collective, but the collective is going to be a little bit different. Okay, if we go and grab our collective here, we're going to say that's off, and that's going to go to our collective. But when it's on, we want the collective to be going at full speed, okay? Because that's a plane. Obviously, the collective is at full throttle. So we're going to connect it up to our one just over here that we have of our one that we already have placed down. Anything else we want to do? Well, what about the pitch? Well, pitch is fine. We're happy to have pitch because pitch will obviously let us go up or down, forward and left. Okay, so that's perfect. So we don't need to change that at all. Make sure everything's connected once again. Yep, we're pretty much happy with that. We're going to be switching by using the 2 on there. That's going to be switching our 3 switch boxes. I'm happy with that. Let's go and test this out. So spawning it in now, we can go and start it up as a normal helicopter. So let's get our throttle. Let's put 1, which is our gyroscope. Wait for the rotors to start turning. And we should be able to now pitch it forward. Okay, you can see here that is a helicopter. It's working perfectly fine. Let's go get it a little bit higher here. And what we're going to do now is we're going to go and switch it to 2, which in theory should go and put it in plane mode. So let's go and press 2. And there we are, we're in plane mode. Okay, let's go and roll left. There we go. Roll right. Yep. Turn left. Turn right. Done. So we're now a plane. We can now go nice and quickly. We can increase our throttle. We can decrease our throttle. It's up to us. And if we ever want to then jump to helicopter again, just press the 2. And we're now a helicopter. Just like that, that simple, we have now got a VTOL. Now, I will be doing another video following up on this, how to make a jet VTOL using the jet engines here in Stormworks. But I think this is very, very basics on how to get it done, just using rotors and having a small little creation. Once again, not the most prettiest ones, also probably not the best way of doing this, but I think it's the basics, and I think a lot of people are going to learn from this tutorial, hopefully. So I think we'll go ahead and end today's tutorial over there. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and found it something entertaining and informative as always, and we'll see you in the next one.